Hey, I can.
Okay. Okay, so I'll start. The last time we discussed actually the first option, which is stacked bar chart, right? And then we looked into column chart and did some formatting, right? So actually, I was trying to update the recent, like download the recent version and update, but seems like it has not updated yet. Yesterday I was trying, so I'll look into it once, but today I have like the previous version itself. So we will continue on the same. Um, and today we will discuss like few more important ones, a few more visualizations, and create different charts and create the executive summary, like the entire dashboard, one dashboard today. And then maybe in the next lecture we will create few other detailed uh, page, right? So
Give me half.
yeah.
Before you go further, are you doing anything different this time? It's like the recording. I can hear your voice like in an echo format or something. It's weird.
No, nothing I'm doing. Can you guys hear me now better? I think what is happening for you is you are connected to two devices. Why are you
I
connected
see.
twice?
It's actually not two devices. It's the same device, but two different
But
logins. Hold on a second. Let me get out of one.
yeah. So if you can get dropped off from one of the devices, then I think it will be fine for you.
Hello?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. So this is where we were last time. Now, uh, this is the same. Okay. Yeah, we need to change the title for this one. So this is total orders by subcategory. This is total orders by category. Let me actually change the title for this one. So I'll go into formatting and then here totals order by category. Right? Okay. One more thing we can do is we can add few background colors, which will look a little bit better. It's all up to you, like how you want to do formatting. So I'll do slide formatting. Under title, if you go, there is something called font color and then background color. So if you click background color and select something, then it will show you like this. Uh, and adjust a little bit these charts. Okay. Yeah, so now today one of the chart that we have used multiple times while creating any of the measures, I'll use that. And so that is called metrics, right? So what is metrics? In metrics, you will have like rows and columns. So wherein you want to showcase your data in some tabular format, wherein you have like number of data points that you want to present, then you will select metrics, in which you will have data in tabular format, right? So if I select metrics, what all things see? We see rows, columns, and values. So that means in rows, what do you want to have? In columns, what do you want to have? And then what values do you want to pull, right? So what I will pull under values in this, first of all, I will pull total total orders. Okay. Let me actually.
Hi, Miha.
Yeah.
Can you please talk about tabular format and metrics individually, just so that we can have a better understanding of what they are?
No, I didn't get your question. So what are you
The
asking?
tabular format and metrics, what those two
Tab
are.
uh, Tabular format means this table you are saying, or what?
No, what is
So
tabular format? What is a tabular format? How do you put stuff, I mean, data on a tabular format? Or what does it mean?
okay, so tabular format means table. I wanted to say like a table, right? So in metrics, what happens? Each metric cell displays information about a single metric, right? So what happens is, let me actually pull and then show you. So if I pull total orders in values, right? And then I wanted to pull actually return rate. I'll talk about that you want to understand. Okay. And then let's say in rows product name. Mm, okay. So by tabular format, I means like a table, right? So when you create a table, what do you have? You have some columns, and then in each column you have few rows, right? So that by that I meant it will look like a table in which you can showcase like various uh, uh, information like data, wherein you have data, lots of data that you want to showcase in your dashboard, right? Then you select uh, metrics format. So in this, what happens is, if you see each metric cell that you see here, right, displays some information. Like the first one, if you see that the product is bike stand, and what is the total orders, that number you can see here 234, and then the return rate is 3.42. You can add more columns over here. More columns means more fields over here that you want to show. Let's say total revenue, so you can pull total revenue in values field, and then total revenue will come over here, and then all the numbers will start appearing over here, right? So you you can have numeric format over here in the matrix table. So this is a table in matrix format, wherein you have rows and columns. So this matrix table is in such a way that you can add more fields over here. That means it can have multiple columns over here, and depending on what you pull in rows, right? Right now we pulled row product name. So you will see multiple product name over here, right? So if you have 100 products, then all the products will appear over here, and then their total orders, return rate, total revenue, whatever fields you will pull. So it means a matrix table is a table that can expand uh, vertically also and horizontally also. Horizontally means you can add more fields, so it will expand horizontally, and vertically depending on what rows you pull, like what field you pull in rows, it will expand vertically, right? um so is this clear, like what is a matrix table? So this matrix table is a table in which you can have a lot of you can show a lot of information in table. In why I'm I was calling as tabular format because the format, the way it is designed is in a way that this is in this you will have rows and columns. So if you create a table, right, what happens? You write few things here in rows and few things in column, and then you fill that entire table with values, right? So that's what we have it here, wherein you will have rows, columns, and you can expand this, you can add multiple columns in the multiple fields in the columns, and this also will vary depending on what field you pull in rows, right? So is it clear now?
Mm, the matrix part, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I'm still not clear as to what makes it tabular. Like, what is not in a tabular format? Can you give me an example of a table that's not in a tabular format?
No,
So I
table
can.
will always be tabular layout, right? Tabular layout means wherein you have rows and columns, it means the format is tabular. So in table, there are two things. One is table and one is matrices. Both have a tabular layout. So tabular means what? Like, let's say, let me open actually the PPT that we use, right? Whenever you create a table, it will be tabular format, right? So what do you mean by tabular format? Whatever we have created over here, this is a tabular format. Why? Because we have n- number of rows, 3 rows, and then various columns, right? So this is a table. If you go here under PPT, what they are asking, table means tabular format. So that means how many number of rows you have and how many number of columns you have. If we select this, it will create a table, and we will call this format as tabular format. Why? Because we have 5 number of rows and 6 number of columns. So that same thing is happening in your matrix, right? So both table and matrix have a tabular format.
So all tables are created with a tabular format. Okay.
Correct.
Okay. And for the matrix, you said anytime you're able to add more columns and rows to a table, then that's considered matrix.
So in matrix, what happens? Let me actually, you can have various values over here, right? Let me actually, so under, if I look into this thing, right, wherein you have rows and then you have columns and then you have values. If I select matrix, right, so you can have multiple rows over here, you can have multiple values over here. uh, uh, under under values you can have multiple fields over here, right? In tabular, in table visualization, what happens? This is visualization is used to display data, uh, and wherein you have like only one values, you don't have rows and columns. So what you will do, let's say I pull total orders, right? Total orders came, then let me put retail return rate. Okay, and then you have product name, let's say. Okay, so this is what you have. You have under table, you have product name, total orders, and total rate, right? Now, table visualization, this is also a uh, this is also a visualization in which you have rows and columns, and this is also is in a tabular format. Okay, and it has only rows, right? This one has only rows, and you have values over here. Okay, so the values that you pulled came into the columns, right? In matrix visualization, you have three options. You have rows, you have columns, and you have total orders return rate like that, right? Now, let's say I actually pull one more thing over here. Let me pull cat. So what happens? Let me actually create this. So what happens in matrix? If you see, again, this is also a tabular format in which you have rows and columns. But there is one more option which is called columns. So if I pulled category name in columns, what happened? We have three categories: accessories, bikes, and clothing. So for each category, we can see these two fields, total orders and return rates, right? But this does not have that capability of having any columns over here. So that is the difference between table and matrix. Both are in tabular format, both have tabular layout. By tabular layout, I mean in both you will have values in, like, you will have rows in which you will have uh, different, you can have product name or whatever you have, and then you can have columns, right? In columns you will have multiple fields. So basically you can, so this is two dimension, you can say this is two dimension. Why? Because you can have only values here and then you can have product name here. You can't have something like, you don't have option of having columns, separate columns over here, right? You can have multiple columns in matrix, but you can't have that thing in this table. So that is basically the difference. Just understand the difference between matrix and table is, in matrix you have an option to add separate column also, right? You can see rows, columns, and values. You can put three dimension, three things over here. But in table, what happens? You can have like only values in which you can pull anything over here, but you can't have columns over here like this. That is the difference. But in both the visualization, you have capability to show in a format in which you have rows and columns. So this visualization is used whenever you want to show like the data, the actual raw data in table format. Like what happens if, let's say, I close this down, right? So somebody wants, right? I want to look into product name, what is the total orders and return rate, the actual number, so that I can scroll and see like what is the which item has highest return rate, something like that. If that is required, the actual data, then you can use table or matrix, right? Matrix has more functionality, you can add columns, etc. So better to use matrix. Else you can use table also, that is fine. So is it like little clear to you,
Yes,
Hanan?
it's clear. Yes, definitely. Thank you so much. This is
Okay,
a lot clearer.
okay, so I will delete this table. uh, I'll click this, I'll remove this category name for now, and this is what I have, right? So then once you create any matrix visualization, you, if you hover over here, right, you can actually sort any of these columns, right? So if you click on, let's say, uh, click on header, it will sort it. So I clicked on total orders header. What it did is it sorted it into like descending order, highest order, having like highest order at the top, and then uh, all the orders below, right? And we can do a little bit more actually thing over here, formatting. What you can do, since this is just number, we can put some visualization, like the some formatting kind of thing over here. Let me go to format and have some conditional formatting. So what happens in conditional formatting? Uh, First of all, what do you want to have here? Which particular column you want to do conditional formatting, right? So since we have pulled which field basically, I am saying column because it is in column, uh, it is present in the column. So that's why I called column. So which one you want to actually do formatting, total orders or return rate? Right now I have two columns over here. So I will do column, and then I want to add data bars over here. So as soon as you click on data bars, what happens? It will have like values over, like it will have this kind of data bar, which will clearly tell you that, okay, the first product is having highest orders and it is getting down, like the least sold product is at the bottom, right? So this is what we have here, that you can add data bars. And then we have something called return rate. So we can have some conditional formatting for return rate also. Uh, I will select return rate and I'll put some background colors over here. We'll have advanced colors. You can put advanced color also. So what it is saying is highest maximum with dark blue and lowest with this one. So return rate, if return rate is high, that is bad, right? If the value is high in this particular column, return rate, that means that product is getting returned multiple times, right? That is bad. So what I will do in this case, maybe I'll select something like light red, like this. So slight thing, you can see very minor formatting. So wherever it will have dark color, that means those item has returned multiple times, right? So that is not good. You see, this is 11% return, this particular product. So likewise, we can do formatting, right? And uh, under total orders, if we want, we can have like slight different color. Slight different. I was thinking, but let it be. For now, let it be. This is what you can change the colors of this also depending on what you want, but I just don't see very good color, so I'll keep this as is. You can have colors based on your choice. So this is one of the um visualization that we can have in matrix format, right? Now, this is done. Now what we can do is we can have, let me actually discuss about slicers. Okay, so the slicer is very important. You can see this in the right side, there is something called filter kind of thing, right, in visualization. So this is slicer. So what slicer does is this slicer will apply filter on any visual, right? This is again kind of filters only, right? The filters that we have here, right? Similarly, we can have filters at the top also in any of the visualization, right? So this will act as a filter context. Slicer will act as a filter context to any of the visualization that you have in the dashboard, right? So the visualization icon is this. I'm hovering my cursor over here, and under slicer, let's say I pull country. So what all it will show you? Under country, you have these are the countries that I have in any of in our backend data. If I select Canada, all the three charts will get filtered basis on the selection that we have done here in country, right? Canada. So the data that we are seeing at the below is for Canada. If you want to look for UK, you can do that, right? Again, there is something called eraser icon, right? So if you click on this, it will reset all the filters. Then there's something which is drop down. If you click on this drop down, you have two options, which is list and drop down. If you click on drop down, what it will do, it will start showing all the values in drop down. This is an arrow. So from the outside, it will look like it has all. And then if you click on this arrow, it will show you all the values in this slicer, right? So those are the two options. And if you select list, it will start appearing over here. So I'll select drop down, and you can select any one of these, right? There is some in slicer, if you pull a date field, right, then more option will come. Let me actually pull and show. So let's say in slicer, I pull, instead of country, I pull date, right? So what happens here? If I uh, click on the arrow, it will show me all the dates that we have, right? Now, if you click on this particular button, you see there are more options over here, right? Earlier we had only list and drop down. In the text field, we had only two options, which was list and drop down. Under date, we have little more, between, before, after, all these things, right? So if we select between, right, what it will show me? It will show me like a slider, and it will have like start date and end date. You can play around with the slider. If you pull this down, the entire data at the below will filtered only for those time period, between those time period, between like 15 till 16, whatever we had, it will start showing me that. Let's say if somebody wants to have filter the data only for 16 and 17, so it will have, right now the date is for between 16 and 17. So you can have a slider in the slicer, right? Another is before, in which in before means you can pull the slider only uh, backwards. You will have like the end date fixed. If you select after, that means you will have first date fixed, and then you can have it till end, right? Then you have between, before, after, list, drop down. We did something called relative date means you can see like what is the last 30, let's say last 30 days data. So instead of one, you can put last 30, and then you can have select any of these last 30 months, last 30 days, last 30 weeks, all those things, and then you can actually have all these visualizations. Now, as soon as I selected last 30 days, what happens? You see the filter applied is 19/12/2022 till 17/1/2023, because this is the data that is like the latest data it is taking, right? It is not taking from the data model. It is taking like the actual date right now that we have. So that's why the entire data set is filtered out. So these are the options that we have. We can actually have like the normal one, which is drop down, right? In which we have all the date, not drop down, sorry, between, in the slicer format, because we have a number of dates, right? So it's better to have it in slicer format. Now, if I go back, you see in the 2015, we have only bikes category, although like later on in 2016 or so, uh, they have added like two more categories, which is bikes, accessories, clothing, etc. Right? So one thing more we can do, if let's say if we don't want to have this 2015 data because it is only bike and like limited data that I see, so we can actually remove these data sets for 2015 by adding this in filters. So in the filter pin, if you see, we have filters on all pages, right? So what you can do, you can have this year date in filter, right? Under basic filtering, instead of date, what we can put filters on all pages. So if I apply filters over here, it will get applied to all the pages. Whichever page we will create, it will get applied to everywhere, right? So I pulled filter, I clicked on basic filtering, and what I'm telling is show me data only for 2016 and 2017, right? So as soon as I clicked this, what happened? All the charts gets adjusted, or all those filters are applied, and now we can see data only for 2016 and 2017. And the slicer also gets adjusted. Now see, the starting data point is 2016 till 2017 because we have removed the 2015 data, or we have applied the year in the uh, uh, filters, right? So wherein we have selected 2016, 2017. So that's why 2015 is not appearing over here. You can play around with all these. So now these are the data for 2016 and 2017, and this is a slicer, right? Now I can do a little bit formatting of the slicer also. So if I go here under format, uh, so you have slicer header, right? I don't need date because it's very evident that this is date, right? So maybe I will switch off the slicer header. So date has gone, right? Now under date inputs, we can actually have background slight gray or something like that. So under date, if you select background, that means these will get colored, right? I think we are good. What we will do is make this short and have it at the top. Yeah. So this is one of the visualization charts that you have here, slicer, which is widely used anywhere, like in any of the dashboards, right? Uh, Now the third thing is cards, which is also very important and looks very good. We use a lot of cards in our dashboards. So if you see here in the visualization, I'm hovering my cursor in the right side, wherein you see there is card, then we have multi-row card, then we have KPI, right? So there are three things. Card and multi-row card are pretty similar, and KPI has little bit more features. So I will first pull card and then show you how it works. So this is card, or you can show single row card. Like this is generic regular card, right? So under single row card, let me actually pull one of the uh, measures and show. So let's say I pull total revenue, and under cards there is only one option. In fields you can add only one value because this is single row card. You can't add multiple over here. If you pull this, it will not get pulled. You can have only one metric over here, one measure. So I pull total revenue. So this is very simple and very easy. You don't have to do anything. Just pull one metric, and then what this is showing? This is showing that what is the total revenue uh, in like total revenue. That is one number that it will show, right? So very simple. You can actually change this to multi-row card. So in multi-row card, what happens? The formatting changes little bit, and in multi-row you can add multiple fields over here because this is multi-row. So let me add total orders and show you how it looks. So if you add total orders, then you see there is something called total revenue and total orders, right? If I squeeze this little bit, then it will come below. So what it is showing? It is showing that total revenue for what is the total revenue, and the total revenue like what is the first number? It will showcase total revenue, and then the second is total orders. So likewise, you can add n number of metrics if you want in multi-row card. In single row card, you will have like only one value that I showed, right? So these are the generic cards that we use, widely used. You will use it at various places, right? The third thing is KPI, right? So I will actually remove this because in this we have multiple options. So as soon as you pull KPI, you see there are multiple things that you can put. One is indicator, one is trend axis, one is target goals, right? So under indicator, let me actually pull one of the metrics, total revenue, right? Under trend axis, so what is trend axis? Axis is something wherein in the axis, this value will come as a trended format. So let me actually pull first and then show you how it will look like. Let me actually pull start of the month. Okay. So what it is showing me is uh, from the start of the month, in the background, you can see that this is how it is actually trending. The total revenue, how it is trending uh, across the months, right? And this number that you are seeing is for the current month. This is the current month revenue total, right? So, yeah, this is the current month revenue total, and this is the trended view of revenue at the start of each month. So that is you are seeing in the background, right? Now, under target goals, you can have uh, a particular target, right? So let me actually pull previous month revenue, right? So as soon as you pull target, no, it will actually have, um, it will little bit do formatting, and it will start showing like what is the target. That means our goal was target means under target we have put previous month revenue. So previous month we actually had 1.49 million uh, total revenue, and now this month we have 1.60 million. So that means month over month we have improved by 7%. So, and all this slide formatting will happen on its own as soon as you put target goals. So this looks good, and you can use this KPI kind of thing. KPI is a visualization wherein you can have anything over here. You can show any measure. I can have total revenue, total orders, uh, return rate, all those things, right? Now we can do little bit of formatting also. So under this looks very wordy, right? Total revenue and previous month revenue by start of month. So we don't want to have like this long uh, title. So we will actually remove this title and have like very short title saying maybe monthly revenue or so. Right? And yeah, this is one of the charts that we have, right? Then we can similarly we can have monthly revenue, and then we can have monthly orders. So instead of this, you can actually pull total orders, right? And then instead of previous month revenue, you can pull previous month orders. Do we have previous month orders? Okay, we don't have previous month orders. We need to create maybe. So then that's fine. Like just for demo purpose, I was doing this. You can, if you would have previous month orders, similar way we have created previous month revenue, we can create previous month orders also and then pull it, right? So similarly, you can have like multiple options over here, revenue, orders, likewise. So So now I'll delete this. This is same, just the duplicate. Yeah. So this is one of the visualization which we call as KPI, right? So we have seen card, multi-row card, and KPI. Any question till now? Very silent class today. Nobody is asking any question. Any doubts? Anyone?
I'm okay so far.
Okay, no problem. So I'll quickly then show you one more thing. Under card, if you see here, uh, I can pull actually text also. It's not necessary that you have only um, this thing, numeric field under this single row card. So if I pull, let's say product name, right? So what does it show? It starts showing me first product name, right? All purpose bike. So, and then if you see under visuals, it will like whatever I will pull, this will start showing it in filters, right? That happens for any of the charts. So under visuals on this page, you see we have first product name, right? So now this is useful when, let's say you want to show top one product, right? Right now it's first product name. This is not good information, but let's say somebody wants to show top one product by total orders, right? In cards. So how we can do? We can have like product name over here, not first product name. Let me actually pull product name in the filters. And then there is something called top N that we discussed, right? So here you can have like top one product in the card, top one, and by value, under value, I will put total orders. So, right? And then I'll apply filter. So what it started showing me? It started showing me top one product, my first product, right? That we have uh, by total orders. That means water bottle 30 ounce had been sold the most, right? And that we can verify, that we can see from here also. Water bottle 30 ounce is the top product by total orders when I sorted it, right? So this is for like single row card, or you can simply call it as card, is useful in showing like the top or top one product or the highest return rate, right? So highest return rate you can show by having like top one by return rate. So it will show you like the product that is getting returned maximum, right? So that is a good visualization. We can actually do few formattings over here. So I don't need this first product name or something like that, right? So that is available here under category label. So I will switch it off, right? And this, the font is very big. Uh, First of all, I will have some title at the top. What is this water bottle? It's not that evident. So I will write top product in bracket orders. That means top product by orders, right? And then under background color, we can have some color. And then that's fine. Font color black is fine. Alignment we can do mid, and text size little bit, not this one, this is fine. Little bit more. I think font family Calibri to make it consistent with other charts. And yeah, this is fine. Title is fine. And under background, you can put some color, right? So let's say I put light yellow. So what will happen? It will start showing me some color, right? This is not looking good, that good. If I put for now, I will put this one maybe. But you can change the color, or maybe I'll not put anything over here, not looking good. Yeah, white is fine. Background, done. Then we have data labels, right? In this, you have text size very big, right? Which is not very visible here, what is written. So maybe I'll make this as 25 or so, or maybe little 30, right? And make this as Calibri. Yeah, so done. This is like the total top product by orders. You can actually have that thing showcased in the card format. Like this is the card visualization, not format, card visualization, right? Similarly, you can have top product by revenue, profit, likewise, right? Then, yeah, any questions till now? Okay, no question. Then I'll talk about something called, if you see map over here, right? I'll talk about this line chart and everything in the detailed view. So right now we are creating executive summary. So let me actually name it as executive summary. So in executive summary, what all we will pull, we will show total numbers like total orders by category, total orders by subcategory, what is the top product, what is the monthly revenue, in which particular place. So these are the proper metrics, or maybe like the overall number that you want to show. So in executive summary, we always show the overall number, how the business is performing at an overall level, right? What is the monthly view, what is the monthly orders, like that, what is the top product that we sold, all those things. And in the detailed view that we will again create one more page, in that I will talk about specific products, let's say product detailed view. So everything about the product line chart, in that I will use line chart and few more charts, right? So since this is executive summary, I'm using these charts, but this slicer and then cards, tables, metrics, all these are widely used. You will use it in various places, right? So now I will talk about something called map. Map is something that is not that frequently used everywhere. If you don't have like in the dataset locations or any country cut, location cut like that, then that won't be used. But since here we have uh, a data table wherein we have country, continent, region, all these. So that's why we will create in the executive summary, we will create one chart. So it's better to actually show how it is used. So here we have like two options. One is map and one is filled map, right? So map is like the basic one that is used. I will select map, and under map we will have country. Under location we will have country, right? So you see, let me actually, yeah. Okay. And this one I will actually make little bigger. Yep. So you see, there is something called small dots you can see, right? So uh, this is just showing what is the country name, total North America. This is United States, right? This bubble is Canada. So no information till now, because what we have done, we have only pulled country in the location. But we want to add few things over here, right? Total orders, etc. Now, where to add those things, right? There is something called size, tooltips, latitude, longitude, legend, right? So let me actually pull total orders. I want to see in each of these country what is the total orders that has been done, right? So if I pull, so tooltip, you know, right? It will not appear here, but once you hover it, hover over this one, it will actually show you uh, the values, right? So let me actually pull total orders in size. So what happens? The bubble that you see over here, right? It will increase or decrease and then show you like where in the total orders has been the highest, right? So all these bubbles that you are seeing, if you put the any of the measures in size, then these bubbles will adjust themselves according to the number of orders or the number of whatever measures you have pulled. uh, Basis on that, it will adjust their size. So highest orders has been placed in US, so that's why it's 7743. Then in Canada we have 2723. In Europe it's 20. Germany you have 2038. In UK it's 2480. So that thing you are seeing. And right now we have like only one uh, total orders. If I want to show, let's say, total revenue, total profit, but not here, so what you can put in total, in tooltips you can pull actually total revenue, right? So what it will do, you hover over here, you can see total revenue also. In US 7743 orders have been placed, and this is the total revenue for that, right? Then you can, if you want to have like more over here, then you can pull return rate or anything, any metrics, right? So let's say I pull return rate. So under this, you will have 2% return rate in US is happening, right? So you can have anything over here. Uh, and then these are the major ones under legend, latitude, longitude, right? So if I, let's say, pull, let's say I pull total orders in legend. You can't pull it here. Yeah. So if you pull a text field in the legend, what it will do, it will start showing you like the uh, in each of these bubble, what is the proportion of categories? Because in categories we have accessories, bikes, clothing, right? So that will start showing you the proportion, but this is like very small and not that accessible. So it's better not to have this, have it at an overall level. So this is what you have. You can actually, we can uh, at the top, we can do some formatting. It's total orders, return rate, total revenue by country. Everybody knows that this is country, and you can hover and see what are the information. So maybe like doesn't make sense to have this at the top, just taking the space. So I'll go into the format and then just switch off the title, right? So under title, I'll switch off the title. And now it is looking fine to me. Um, yeah, I think this is how you can have one visualization of map, right? The second thing, if you look into, is field map. If I select this, what change will happen? Everything will remain same, but just that the numbers that we were showing, right? 7743, now it is just appearing in field format. That means that number 72773 total orders is is getting shown in across the country. So this is not that good visualization, I feel. So it's better to switch on to the basic one wherein you have like the bubbles, which is like easier to actually visualize, right? So yeah, this is one of the chart that we have. And the last one I'll talk about for today is So that will actually end the executive summary. So something called as, where do we have that? Tree map, right? So what does tree map shows? Let me actually go here, total orders by category, and have this as tree map. So what is it showing me? Uh, it has converted, or tree map is designed in such a way that it will show me the composition, right? Relative volume and proportion. So since accessories is the highest with total orders of 17K, the proportion of, or the total relative volume as compared to others is more, and hence the biggest box. Then you have bikes 11K. That's why it's smallest, like the second lowest. Then clothing 7K. So in here, it is very visually, like you can understand what is happening. This tree map is used to show uh, relative volume and proportion across any of the field, right? So you can have it. If let's say instead of category, I just want to show you like how it looks if I remove category name and have subcategory. That will not make sense, because under subcategory we have like multiple options, like multiple values under subcategory, right? So it will not look that subcategory name, right? So this is not making sense, although this is giving me the same information, right? Tires and tubes have highest, then we have helmets, then we have road bikes, right? The first, then second we have bottles, touring bikes, caps, then third like this. But since we have multiple categories, it's not that visually understandable, right? It's very difficult to read. But in category, since we have like only three values, we can have it, and it's very easier to read. You don't have to actually uh, like, it's very easier to read, and you have tooltip also, right? So if you want to actually remove the data label 17K, 11K, 7K, that thing also you can do. Once you hover over here, you will see like what is this. This is accessories, total orders is 16,764, and total revenue is 895,026, right? So it's very easier to read. So you can use either tree map, or many a times people use tree map, or like whatever we had earlier, that is also fine. So it's not fixed thing wherein you need to have like a bar graph or chart, like column graph. In this case, you see, if we had like subcategory, this chart was not that appealing because we had multiple values under here, right? Since we have like lesser values in category name, we can show it in tree for tree visualization, right? We can show it in that. So earlier also we had what, column chart, that was also looking nice, or you can choose to showcase in tree map. Both are fine. It's just that since many a times what happens, we have like very a lot of charts with, see here also we have bar chart, here also this is tabular, but we are showing this one. So just to, like for client or organization to make it like looking actually little bit appealing, you can use various different charts to, if you are able to showcase the same data, right? The same data I can show in using tree map and looking good, so I can use it. If you don't want, you can go ahead and switch back to column chart. That is also fine, right? So this is one of the chart, tree chart, wherein you will show like the relative volume and proportion. And if you have lesser number of values, you can go ahead with the tree map, right? And one last thing is under this, let me actually make it a little smaller. Yep. So under this, let's say this thing is, I think we had discussed earlier also, but I will actually discuss that again. So if I pull, let's say, subcategory, right? And category at the top. So you have three level, right? So you can, we have discussed this. This is drill down. You can go down, and this is like the expand all level into one. So if I go down, go to the next level in hierarchy. So you went to subcategory name, then you went to product name, right? So till product name, you can go drill down. We call this as drill down. And this is drill up. So I want to look like one level up. So then it is subcategory name. Then the biggest level is category name. The way we have pulled it here. So under one category, you will have multiple subcategories, right? Under accessories, you will have multiple subcategories, and under subcategories, you will have multiple products, right? So this is drill up and drill down option that you will have. Now there is something, let me actually go up, and there's something called expand all down one level in the hierarchy. So if I select this, what will happen? It will show me everything. Twice I did. So it is showing me under accessories, we have first accessories is category. Under accessories, we have tires and tubes subcategory, and under tires and tubes, we have these many products. Again, the second level, if you see, the first level is accessories. So it's like the leftmost, right? Then we have subcategories, which is little bit rightwards. So all the subcategories is highlighted or is in bold, right? So tires and tubes is one subcategory, helmets is one subcategory, bottles and cages are one subcategory. So all these are under accessories, right? And third level is we have products. So under each of these bold tires and bold subcategories that you see, there are multiple products, right? So you have option of like drill up and drill down and drill till the lowest level. So you can actually have this if somebody wants. If so, just wanted to show this thing. This I think we had discussed earlier also. So yeah, for now I'll remove all these, and then we have like the product. This is the final visualization. So these are the charts that we will have in executive summary, right? I think we have covered almost all the charts for the executive summary. Now all the remaining ones, line chart, area chart, all these things, or the donut is widely used. So all these we will discuss maybe in the detailed section, right? So any question in today's class?
I have one question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Are we able to use the drill up and drill down, drill through options in every chart and every visualization that we create, or do we have to
No, no,
like
that option is not available in on the all the charts, because here what drill down you will do, right? In the matrix format, since we had three levels, we right now, since see we removed this other levels, now you don't have that drill down, drill up. Why? Because you have like only one product name. So what you will drill up right now, right? But once you pull like multiple fields over here, then you will get that option of drill down and drill up, right? Yeah.
thank you.
Okay, no problem. Any question, Aklilu City?
I have one question.
Yeah, go ahead.
So on the matrix chart which you created in the graph, so
Mhm.
when you come like a big order, you can like make it green and make it sometimes come a very small order, you can make it red when you chart men. I'm sorry about that. On the matrix, I see the graph which you created in the blue color, that's all of blue colors. So
Mhm.
those colors, when somebody order like more products come green, and if you have some
Yeah,
sometimes come less, it's gonna get red or different color. You can make that one.
yeah, we can do that. We can do
Okay.
that. Yep. That can be doable under conditional formatting. You can do that.
Okay.
Yeah. So as we have done for return rate, right?
Yeah.
Like more return rate is like green, like red, because higher return rate means that is bad. So we can do this in the similar way. Total orders, the highest orders we have can have like the green, and then the lowest order can have like the lesser green, something like that we can have. But since this is like the overall volume, so that's why I don't want it to have like the green or red, because it doesn't make sense to have like, since return rate is a metric, which means like if you have higher return rate, that is bad. If you have lower return rate, that is good. But this is total volume, right? So that's why I chose to use the data bars, right? That is highest orders is having like the biggest data bars, and the lowest orders is having the lowest data bars. But you can have like that green and light green, dark green if you want to have. Okay, any more question?
I have one more question. I'm sorry to asking
Yeah.
too much question. So if you like have a report on a 2 page, this page 1 and page 2, how you can synchronize both pages?
Synchronize both page means?
Yeah, from a report on page 1 and a report on page 2.
By synchronizing, you means like the how the filters are working and slicers are working. Do you mean that?
I mean, if you're working on a page 2, if we put in some data, it's gonna change on page 1. That means
Okay.
so
Not
now you
sure
have
if
like
I-
okay, so you have now you're working on a page 1, right? Do you have any page on
Mhm.
data on page 2?
Mhm.
So if you have if you're working on page 2 or page 1, so if you change on the page 1, it's gonna change a graph on page 2. So then you can make like a synchronized, instead of doing an editing in page 1 and go back to editing in page 2.
Yeah, that we can do. So see what happens. There is something called this is a slicer, right? So you can sync actually this slicer in each of the pages. So if you make changes over here, right? Let's say I want to see only for 2016 till 2017 over here. So this data will also change according to 2016 and 2017. So that we can do using sync slicers. So there is something called let's say this slicer, right? So if I go under view, there's something called sync slicers, right? Synchronize slicers and control their visibility across pages in your report. So if you do sync slicers and select, let's say you have here 2 pages, executive summary page 2. Right now we have 2 pages. So you can select these pages. This you can tick this particular thing, and then if you control this slicer, it will make changes all the visualization in this page also. So that way you can synchronize each of the pages, right? So that is how you can sync the slicers in each of the page, and then once you make the changes over here, that change will happen in all the pages if you want to make those changes. So let's say you want to see all these visualization only for 2017, like you want to see everything, all the visualization in the dashboard, whether it is in page 2, page 3, or executive for 2017. So you can do this sync slicers and select only 2017. That will filter out the, for each of the page it will showcase you data only for 2017. Understood?
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Okay, no problem. Any more question? City, are you talking to me, or like I heard slight sound?
Yes, sorry, I got called. I don't know if you can hear my voice.
No problem. I think that's fine. So yeah, I think if you guys have any more question, you can ask. Otherwise, I think we are done with the today's class.
I
We will
have
connect.
one question.
Yeah, go ahead.
So we have a different type of map, right? So
Yep.
so can you tell us what is the big difference between them? Like in what scenario can we use them? So
Yeah, that's what I discussed, right? We have like 2 maps over here. One is the basic map wherein you will have values in the circular format, right? Like this is the size will define like
Yes,
how the total orders is coming. If you select field map, right, what happens is, oh sorry, not field,
it will turn.
that will
So,
turn it into the field, like it will fill the entire your country, right?
yes,
And then yep.
so
uh
that's the only difference. So we can use them for the same field.
yeah, you can do that.
The
You can
only
use any of
difference
the,
is some.
yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so I think we are good for today. We'll connect tomorrow. So then we will work on the detailed view. And then we can have like some ribbon also at the top saying that what is this particular all these charts are referring to. We'll do little bit more formatting and then this will be done. Almost all the charts we have pulled. Now we will give one header. We will put some header and then do some adjust these charts and then we'll be working on the uh, detailed page. Right. So yeah, okay. So we'll meet tomorrow then. That's all for today's class.